have seen similar videos today while scrolling through Instagram or YouTube at some point of time. Unknowingly, you may have convinced yourself that one more motivational quote is the secret sauce to becoming the next Elon Musk. On platforms like Instagram, people tend to consume content that represents what they lack in their own lives, whether it's luxury, beauty, adventure, or even happiness. In the animal world, particularly among our closest cousins, the primates, alpha males establish dominance through sheer muscle power. But in human society, being dominant isn't just about strength anymore. It's about being smart, influential, and using resources well. While a gorilla might show its power with muscles, but we often see dominance through wealth, status, or social influence. What's interesting is that, unlike animals who keep power through force, in human society, dominance is more fluid, and influencers rely on how others see them. Their power depends on public opinion and can change quickly if that opinion shifts. Think about politicians. One day, they are in power. The next, they are out. It's a reminder that in our society, dominance is less about muscle and more about social approval. Next time when you see a politician or a public figure with dramatic music playing behind their speeches, pay attention.
We are America, second to none, and we own the finish line.
And we will make America great again.
The music, the atmosphere, it's designed to grasp your emotion, to make you feel a certain way so that they can convince you with their own perception. Just as guys are lured in beard oils and obsessive gym routines, women's cosmetics ads do the same with their own brand of hypnotic music and flawless visuals like this. Most of the women might start the day looking for a quick makeup tip, and before they know it, they might end up with 5 new cosmetic products and a sudden urge to rearrange their entire house. It's like these platforms know exactly when to whisper phrases like, "You need this." But why do we fall for it all the time? There are few prominent biases hardwired into our brains. Conformity bias. This is when you act in certain way because you want to fit in with others or be accepted by them. A common example is that when you are at a restaurant with your friends, and even though you want to order something different, you end up choosing the same dish as everyone else just to fit in. Bandwagon effect. We join in on trends simply because they are popular, like cheering for a winning team. Herd mentality. This is when you follow what everyone else is doing without really thinking about it, just because everyone else is doing it. For example, during festive seasons, like on Amazon, even if you don't need a new gadget or an appliance, you might feel compelled to buy something because everyone around you is shopping and there is a fear of missing out on deals. These biases aren't flaws completely. They are survival mechanisms which gifted by the evolution. In the past, following the group could mean the difference between life and death, as it offers better survival rate. When someone is excluded or ignored by a group, it causes tremendous emotional pain, similar to physical pain. It can lead to feelings of loneliness, low self-esteem, and even depression. But today, it might just mean following the latest viral trend. So, if your feed is full of these Sigma videos, political videos, or some famous personalities, or maybe some quick lifestyle hacks, ask yourself, are you watching because you want to, or you got already tricked into the algorithms like everyone else is? Social media algorithms are designed in a research centers, not in philosophy care centers. For example, if I want to sell a product or service, I can do it in 2 ways. Direct advertising, just by showing you the product and telling you what its benefits are. Soft power, I will use an influencer or news article where I can subtly convince you through deliberately picked researches or promises that are partially true. This is all happened when I am about to release my product or a service. Perhaps how we define success these days through social media is a best fit to describe soft power. Possessing branded products, glamorous lives, or one such example. This software blends both motivation and manipulation, steering your aspirations and beliefs in a way that feels natural and appealing. They're shaping your thoughts and choices more than you might realize. Consider the 99.9% effective soaps or the hype around green tea and charcoal products. These are marketed with complex scientific jargon or partial truths to create an illusion of credibility, but they often oversell their benefits. We live in a world where more than 50 million digital influencers present. These influencers, whether they have thousands or millions of followers, they are the new kings and queens of marketing, especially among the younger generation. They are not just content creators, they are trendsetters, guiding us through the digital landscape and hold the power to shape what we buy, eat, and even think. Influencers market is now a $31 billion industry, which means that's almost half of the GDP of Sri Lanka. That's not just a number, it's a proof that the immense power these influencers hold. But it's also a reminder of how easily we can be deceived, often without even realizing it, in the name of information and motivation. But fundamentally, what is a motivation? Intrinsic motivation, the desire to do something because you genuinely enjoy it or see value in it. For example, loving a person or pursuing a hobby. Extrinsic motivation, the desire to do something not for the enjoyment itself, but for the outcome, like doing a job half-heartedly just to escape financial difficulties. Both are important for being the better fit, as they are correlated and complementary to each other. Not all motivational content helps you. Some push the idea that a positive mindset can solve all the problems, leading to what's known as toxic positivity. This can cause us to suppress the negative emotions instead of dealing with them. So, what keeps us coming back for more? It's all about our reward system.
Well, social media has essentially taken human connection and turned it into a drug by distilling it down to the essential properties that make something addictive.
There it is. Our brain's built in Vegas. Every time you get a like, watch a motivational video, or see something that aligns with your biases, your brain releases dopamine, making you feel good. It's like your brain is throwing you a little party every time you conform to the herd. Then you are scrolling through Instagram Reels, with an average reel lasting 30 seconds and lost track for 15 minutes. Which means in total you get to see 2 reels per minute, so you end up watching about 30 reels in that time. Among these, you are likely to encounter a mix of emotions. Some reels might be motivational, joyful, or sad, while others might trigger anger, shame, or surprise. Here's where it gets interesting. A study by Philippe Verdun from MU published in Motivation and Emotions. It sheds light on how we process these emotions. Surprise typically lasts just seconds to a few minutes. Fear and shame can linger from 30 minutes to several hours. Anger tends to last around 2 hours. Joy can sustain us for about 35 hours. Sadness, however, can last up to 120 hours. That's a full 5 days. No wonder internet is full of motivational videos and quotations based on sadness. Now, while these are average durations and can vary from person to person, but by binge watching and consuming these rapidly, you are putting your brain through a roller coaster of feelings in a short period. This constant emotional shift can mess up with your neurochemistry, impacting how your brain functions over time. In simple words, you are squeezing your reward system more than necessary. On the whole other side, you are harming your sleeping patterns by being attached to it. On an average, 91% of young adults are losing 1.5 hours of sleep because of social media consumption. And these modern day styles of living affected your sleep a lot. And sleep needs its own video. We will cover it in another time.
Doom scrolling also increases the risk of vicarious trauma. This is second-hand trauma. According to experts, when you do not experience a distressing event yourself, you're not directly impacted by it. But if you're repeatedly exposed to stories about it, it hurts your mental health.
The modern struggle isn't just about wars, financial difficulties, or with relationships alone. It's also about our entangled addiction to social media and biased content consumption, which shapes our reality. We already developed a compulsive behavior to take too many pictures to post it on social media. Not just social media, your daily newspaper, television, articles, blogs, podcasts, and few books too can be a powerful tools of soft power. When you understand how your brain's reward system is being manipulated by the digital world along with the others, you might start to question what's really going on around you. We all like to see ourselves as the heroes of our own stories, but maybe it's time to take a pause and think like Bruce Wayne before we start acting like Batman. Belongingness to community breeds better emotional and mental health. Motivation isn't a myth, but it's important to recognize when it's coming from within and when it's being imposed from outside. And it's not that everyone is trying to deceive you, because a small portion of people preach balance and discipline, but they too know that the attention equals power. So, we don't need 25 motivational quotes to get out of the bed in the morning or to brush the teeth. On that note, I'm leaving this here. Thanks for watching. We will meet you in the next video. If you like the video, give a thumbs up and subscribe for more insightful content.